didn't know you were such a slacker.
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of Mora. This is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon, quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
It's nearly time for afternoon tea.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but mince.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside?
As one of the 11 Fatui, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your... The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, either way. We now... The battle.
Battle? So you're...
When Signor, instead of confronting you when she faces a worthy... But as for me...
We won't let what happened in...
Oh, so... Besides, you could never Fighting talk, I love... This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or Good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it! I'll catch up.
Ha, cool it. This moment will be frozen in time.
You're a cut above.
Look! Child's back to normal.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis. No matter
That's what we've been trying to tell you.
your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could you already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb. This battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle.
Pretty sure that's not the normal.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amulet, given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone. In fact, it might be that.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of as such.
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. The truth is, the world, unfortunately, we cannot be.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the. If such an ancient god would be. Do you think the cunning Rex.
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a with the power of so many sigils of using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation, but knowing that such an action will not only Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Neo, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new, which is why we must stop that.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000... So will the power of the Chi...
We've already discussed this together.
What?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi Sing did once and as fate would have it. For what could you more?
So be it. We haven't a moment to spare.
Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Grecian Ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let's once see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Cool it! Freeze! I miscalculated. That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
No slacking off.
Dodge this!
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many between you! We can't!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time jumping ice! Wow! It's Madame Ping's shockwave! This scream's really strong!
Miscalculated.
Let's end it quickly. Let's guess. This is it.
Freeze!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War! So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle. Freeze! What's the hurry?
This moment will be frozen in time. Finally. So quiet.
Let me in. Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Just
Cool it! Freeze!
This moment will be frozen in time.
Looks like I went too far.
Cool it!
Frostbite.
the Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective.
Right. That's something that the Animal Archon sought to
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of... As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps, although I am a mere...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay.
You see, this is what the country of contracts is grateful to, although their blood is the time of contracts between...
Seeing the...
Your line of inquiry is askew.
Seems...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave.
Yes, one understands. One fears that by the time one... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have... But how will we ensure that the...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between... Oh, right! It's nice that we've got Child wanting to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. What's the hurry?
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong? Last time we saw Zhongli, do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like we had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
What's the hurry?
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For
Yeah, you a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyric goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always
Realistically speaking, there...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, my agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last. As for the bargaining chip, uncover that answer for your...
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of...
Say...
Now that you mention it, I mean, it all fits together. Still, what sort of soup...
Ah, forget it.
Oh, well, since we're going... So, Oh, come on. There's only one real possibility in my mind. Fatui. Shh. Lower your...
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that something feels off. Could the cheesing already have... Did Zhongli exactly, right? Ooh.
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed
The long, unending dream of our Archon
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
But it seems... well, that's...
Perhaps...
As for the more...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, and here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I had? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout.
You're right. I do lack the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should have. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tag, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to... In the City of Commerce, we do not... The Archon Morax. I will treasure the memories that I made as... That is true.
Paimon thinks...
I fear that continuing your... Yes. The Electro-Archon...
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes, it was an order to seize all...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could... The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liu Chising don't want to face, Kuching is absolutely right now. Though I did laud Ningguang's desire for... Could the original person who brought up the idea of... All right then. Was there anything else? Ah, that was a good one. That said, the reason why the Chising were so eager to resolve... I hinted as much to the Adepti as... How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there anything else you wished?
Yeah, about that. Before the cheese...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adept. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoy. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your Gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is... Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the...
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have...
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora!
Yes, this is in... Well...
Then, did you at least set some private...
Oh, a private fund. It's a...
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside.
Freeze! Cool it! Freeze! Cool it! Dodge this! Cool it! Freeze!
Here. Come a little closer. Blitz. Hit.
How fortunate. Cool it! Dodge this! Freeze! Quite the find. Don't push your luck. Cool it. Dodge this. Catch the wind. Quite the find. Don't push your luck. Cool it. Dodge this. This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze.
Boom boom!
Cool it. Don't push your luck. Freeze! Don't get frostbite. What's the hurry? Cool it! Don't push your luck. Freeze! What's the...
Leave it all to me. Time to clean up. Yeah. Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up. A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning. Someone needs assistance.
nights can do for you. This stupid city's so boring. The breeze is making me sleepy. The breeze is making me sleepy.
I'll catch him. catch up. I'll catch up.
I have gathered, perhaps some of you will have heard the news already.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building material.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge...
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these three items are, I take the saying, you may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes...
Haha, what a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we'd better get going. First, we gotta get out of Yujing Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about—
No, I don't need it.
Don't be like that. Why don't you stand there? After her!
Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out. I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
Be mindful of your personal safety.
Huh. They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you look? Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You go.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this.
Look at. So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling?
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses! Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, then Shinyu at kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on any. But here we are. Perhaps. Yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you something.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business, I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocents of...
No, don't be angry, sir.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
I've heard about you two before. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff.
Laws? No, apparently not.
Really? So...
That would be my stomach growling.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a... After all, you can't work on an empty stomach. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other adepti, though? I'm super curious.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope...
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have.
Thank you.
She's really eating.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather, though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after...
So, how can you chow down... If Paimon had enough mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a...
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the food of the mortal realm is most delicious. But should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall... Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its...
Return to the mountains! That proves it!
Enough about me. What are your...
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up.
I see.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any... Were you interested in the contest too,
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a... However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry.
Wow! But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier.
Then let's not delay.
Great! Paimon bets the...
I am not sure whether or to what we simply need to...
Veto! That is...
Really? But I hear...
Look, We want to win this competition. Sunset Vermilion Night, Wonder Course.
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there.
Baiju, what are you doing?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to...
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber, maybe for its first aid. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi, meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work?
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here though...
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the... As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset...
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything...
So many medicines.
You see... I'm tired.
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard?
The rite of parting?
Rite of parting.
Did something terrible happen again? The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again? The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen?
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something
You
terrible
seem
happen again?
tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Ooh, did something terrible happen again?
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? happen again?